Hello. I have recently moved from Australia to the USA, and as I'm learning things, I thought it would be beneficial to share to help others in a similar situation. Now, since being here, I have made a couple of tipping faux pas. So today, I'd like to talk about tipping. Tipping seems to only exist in the USA, and I found out in Canada as well. And it seems that the rule is to tip where a service has been provided, which is kind of a trick question because everything could fall underneath that. Where tipping is a must is in hospitality. So restaurants, bars, tipping is a must. For other things, it seems that tipping is polite and the rules are not as stringent around them as in hospitality. Some examples would be taxis, Ubers, Lyfts, hairdressers, tattoo artists, fishing charters, everything else basically. Now, tips are not required if you do the work, and the only examples I can think about were food courts or fast food places. Don't need a tip there. Now, when to tip? You tip after the service has been provided. If you do it otherwise, you're paying for something and yet you've not received the product. Now, how much? How much do you tip? Because it's a subjective question because it depends on how you felt about the service that was given. Now, it's normally calculated a percentage of whatever the total invoice is, but only on the amount excluding tax. Failed to mention that at the restaurant. And the range is usually 15 to 20%. My grandmother told me 15%. My dad was more inclined to go 20%. So I'm just going with that range, 15 to 20%. If it's less than 15%, then that means that the service was abysmal. If it's more than 20%, then the service was awesome. Again, that depends on how you felt about the whole experience. Now, I'd like to go back to this bit where I mentioned you tip on the total amount excluding tax because you're tipping on the service that was given, not the tax. And here in the US, its sales taxes are different to every state. GST is everywhere in Australia. Now, next point. Why? Why does tipping exist here? First off, I think it's a cultural thing that I've not fully comprehended yet. Though, from my understanding as well, it's for the customer to recognize good service. And for the worker, it's an incentive to provide good service for a better tip. And since being here, I've also learned that hospitality workers are on a low hourly wage. So they work really for tips. The tips become their bread and butter, which is good and bad. The good is when you're there, they're extremely attentive to you. The bad is, well, if you're finished and you're no longer purchasing anything, they say thank you next and provide you the bill. So that's what I've learned with tips here in the USA. Thanks for watching and catch you next time.